Okay, so from there, I want to touch on what we put in our bodies, because I'm sure all of you have heard the scriptures that say that our body is the temple of the Most High, and know ye not that the Most High Spirit dwells in us. Well, he also tells us what we're supposed to eat. He tells us what's clean to us and what is unclean to us. And when you ignore that, you're defiling your temple. You're defiling your body. You're defiling being able to receive the Spirit of the Most High, because he's not going to dwell in garbage. He's just not, and he says that. So I want everybody to follow along with me in Leviticus chapter 11. And I'm actually going to read it. I'm going to read a lot of it. So just bear with me. But I just want you to understand that this law has not been done away with. We are supposed to be adhering to what was meant for us to eat. And if you really just step back and step outside the box, the Most High is giving you these laws so that you can prolong your life. I mean, how many of us are dying from diabetes or cancer, or there's all kinds of things that we're going through. Our colons are backed up. Why? Because we don't eat right. We don't put the fiber. We don't put not what we are putting in, but what we're not putting in, but what we are putting in, like swine's flesh. Do you know how much bacteria live on the skin of a pig, and what that does to your system? So not only does the Most High, first of all, tell you not to do it, but if you do any kind of not legal research, but research on your own, you'll see why he said it, because it's just not good for you to eat. The pig has its purpose. It's like the garbage disposal for the earth. Even that seafood that you eat, a lot of it is unlawful, and a lot of Christians, they just disregard that and just incorporate, the scriptures around to suit their needs or their desires or whatever. But no, you don't get to do that. The Most High said, don't eat that shrimp. Don't eat that lobster. Don't eat them crab legs on New Year's. Those are an abomination unto you. Those creatures have a purpose to clean out the ocean, the sea, stuff like that. So therefore, why would you want to eat it afterwards? It's not good for your body. It's just going to be contaminating your body. I so hope that makes sense to you. But let's go on. Let's go to the scriptures, and I'm going to stop using my own words, and I'm just going to read from the scriptures, okay? So we're reading from Leviticus chapter 11, and it says, And the Lord spake unto Moses and to Aaron, saying unto them, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, These are the beasts which ye shall eat among all the beasts that are on the earth. Whatsoever parteth the hoof, and is cloven-footed, and cheweth the cud, among the beasts, that shall ye eat. Nevertheless, these shall ye not eat of them that chew the cud, or of them that divide the hoof, as the camel, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof. He is unclean to you. And the coney, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean unto you. And the hare, rabbits, we're not supposed to hunt and eat rabbits, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean unto you. And the swine, though he divide the hoof, and be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud, he is unclean to you. Of their flesh shall ye not eat, and their carcass shall ye not touch. They are unclean to you. These shall ye eat of all that are in the waters, whatsoever hath fins and scales in the waters, in the seas, and in the rivers, them shall ye eat. Now, this was a little hard for me in the beginning, because I really didn't know which particular fish had fins and scales at the same time. I wasn't familiar with it, but because I wanted to be right, I had to do my research and look it up. I had to figure out which fish did not have the requirements and which fish did. Okay, so I'm going to read that one more time. These shall ye eat of all that are in the waters, whatsoever hath fins and scales in the waters, in the seas, and in the rivers, them shall ye eat. And all that have not fins and scales in the seas, and in the rivers, of all that move in the waters, and of any living thing which is in the waters, they shall be an abomination unto you. They shall be even an abomination unto you. You shall not eat of their flesh, but you shall have their carcass in abomination. Whatsoever hath no fins nor scales in the waters, that shall be an abomination unto you. So, okay, like I was saying, lobster doesn't have fish and scales. Clams do not have fish and scales. Fins and scales, I'm sorry. Shrimp. Ugh, how many of us used to go to Sizzler and eat that all-you-can-eat shrimp? It's an abomination unto you, and our oppressor just fed it to us, as if, there was no care, but us being ignorant, just all we could eat. We ate as many of them as we could, but it's an abomination. So no shrimp, no crab, no lobster, no shellfish. And how many times have you heard of people that just go into some kind of shock because they're allergic to shellfish? Well, there's a reason why you're allergic to it. It's toxic because its job is to clean the ocean somehow. You're not supposed to eat it. Okay, so from there, verse 13, Leviticus chapter 11, verse 13. And these are they which ye shall have an abomination among the fowls. They shall not be eaten. They are an abomination. The eagle, and the ossifrage, and the osprey, and the vulture, and the kite after his kind, every raven after his kind, and the owl, and the nighthawk, and the cuckoo, and the hawk after his kind, and the swan, and the pelican, and the gier eagle, and the stork, and the heron after her kind, and the lapwing, and the bat. Okay, so these are pretty common birds that maybe, we already don't have a desire to eat, but, it's coming from the scripture, so you just know better that you're not supposed to eat a bat or a pelican or an owl or an eagle or a vulture. Those are abomination food. Okay, so let me see just how far down I want to go with this. I'm just going to suggest here so I can move on, but it would really behoove you to read the entire book of Leviticus chapter 11 and verse 3. I just wanted to touch on briefly certain things that you could and could not eat. But I'm going to drop down to verse 46 and verse 47 just to kind of close it up. But you really should read the entire chapter. And it says, this is the law of beasts, and of the fowl, and of every living creature that moveth in the waters, and of every creature that creepeth upon the earth, to make a difference between the unclean and the clean, and between the beast that may be eaten and the beast that may not be eaten. The Most High God is telling you, He's giving you criteria of what you can and cannot eat. He doesn't say just do what you like. He's telling you, He's giving you His wisdom. He created the earth. Surely He knows what's good for you. He created you. Surely He knows what's good for your body. Okay, so if you have any doubts, please just read it. Please open up your minds and just be open to receiving the words from the scriptures, from the Most High who's talking to you. Okay? So, again, there's those that say that, well, at least I've heard that they say that the law of the dietary laws are done away with and that you don't have to deal with that anymore, but that's so not true. In Malachi chapter 3 and verse 6, the Most High says, for I am the Lord, I change not. So why would He put it in the book and then change it? No, you're not supposed to eat it, so don't eat it. In Hebrews chapter 13 and verse 8, it says, Jesus Christ the same yesterday and today and forever. So, again, back to the food. He said don't eat it. He meant that yesterday. He means that today. He means that forever. It's not good for you. Okay? So I just want to touch on the foods just a little bit because, this is about, are you really virtuous? Or are you just picking and choosing what you want to do and then calling yourself virtuous? There's so many scriptures. Of course, I can't bring out every scripture in the Bible. It's up to you to read it. You have to delve in here and search out things for yourself. What do you want to find? What do you want to know? How do you want to apply that to yourself so that you can be better? I'm only touching the surface here. You have to have a willing mind. You have to want to do this. You have to want to be good.